Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. So we have the new Pat McGrath, what is she calling this? Her Divine Blush Color Balm Blushes collection. We've got all of it. I picked up everything, okay? I just had to get everything because I'm very excited about this. I wanted to see, what does Pat McGrath have to contribute to all of these cream blushes, powder blushes, you know, like the whole blush fiasco? I wanted to see it for myself. I also picked up the eyeshadow quad and also the Duo Balm highlight. It's right here, the Duo Balm highlight. So we're gonna show all of that, demo all of that. Of course, I'll share with you my thoughts, do a few little comparisons at the end, and share with you if I think this product is worth your buy or these products are worth your buy. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I truly do appreciate it. And let's get right into this video. So, like I said, we have all 6 of the Divine Blush Legendary Glow Color Balms. These do retail for $29. I did pick up all 6 shades. And what Pat McGrath says about these is that these are a ultimate multitasker that delivers a dewy, glassy finish with a touch of color, okay? Touch of color is key. It's infused with nourishing actives like shea butter, squalane, and passion fruit extract. This stick keeps your skin soft, smooth, and supple while adding luminosity to your lips and your cheeks. Trust me, it's a game changer for achieving lit from within glow that will leave you feeling absolutely radiant. So, high points about these color balm blushes: soft and buildable color, dewy luminous finish, lightweight non-sticky feel, flatters all skin tones, multifunctional color booster for cheeks and lips, infused with squalane, passion fruit, and shea butter, free of silicone, parabens, sulfates, mineral oil, petroleum, and phthalates, and it's vegan. The formula of these balm blushes are going to have a gel-like texture, so I'm just gonna use one, for example, Floritique. So this is what it looks like up close. I have already swatched these, so that's why it doesn't look brand new. But they do have what she says, a gel-like texture. She says the formula is also buildable. And yes, from what she says, these are also infused with hydrating actives. So this is supposed to be a good moisturizing type of balm blush to the cheeks and to the lips. And I must say, because I put these on my lips and you'll see me do that as well, this feels very good on the lips. Literally feels like a balm for your lips. Very hydrating to my lips, it makes my lips feel very soft. Like, I feel like my lips are nice and hydrated. I really do like this tint of color that it adds to the lips, and I think it looks beautiful on the lips. But let's talk about it with the cheeks, because I feel like the majority of us are gonna want to see how this product looks on the cheeks, not so much only compared to what it looks like on the lips. So I'll do some quick swatches and I'll give you also descriptions of each shade as I swatch them. So first, starting off with Floritique, it's a rich, cool rose. And I do apologize if I am pronouncing any of these names wrong. This shade I really do love. This is actually the shade that's on my lips and my cheeks, and I think it is beautiful. Like, this is my kind of shade, type of shade. Then we have Paradise Peony, which this shade I really was like, now is this gonna show up, because it looks a little light, and it actually did show up a little bit. So this is going to be a warm pink coral. So I will admit, and I'm sure you've already seen it from the demonstration, this formula is a little buildable for it to be a balm. And I would say that Mother really described these very well. This is gonna give you glossy, glassy cheeks with a touch of color. And I think for the formula being so sheer-like, it is actually buildable to where you can see a nice flush of color on the cheeks. Next, we have Forbidden Floor. This is going to be the deepest shade of the balm blushes, and this shade, you know, is a really nice, beautiful shade that I think would show up and work on more skin tones than not, because it is deeper in its tone. I would definitely say shades like Paradise Peony are going to, like Paradise Peony, I think if you're any darker than me, you're probably not gonna see too much. Floritique, I think you could go Someone with maybe a complexion a couple shades deeper than me could probably enjoy this and see a nice flush of color on the cheeks, but maybe not too much deeper than that. Sun-Kissed Seduction. This one is like a beautiful terracotta shade. So she describes this as a warm sienna. And this one is really beautiful as well. It showed up a little lighter against my complexion than I thought. So I would say if you're around my shade, maybe a shade or two. Maybe a shade or two, you could wear this one, but maybe not too deep in it. Please, if you are deeper than me, you have these, and you're like, hey Chelsea, I have this shade, it actually works really well for me, please leave that in the description or in the comment section below, not the description box, the comment section below, so that we all can get a better feel for how these products will work and who they will work best for. I'm giving you all my opinion based on who I think they'll work best for. But if they do work for you, please leave it down in the comment section. We have Divine Rose, because you know Pat McGrath is never gonna have any type of lunch without her Divine Rose. If it's gonna have some pinks to it. I probably have used Divine Rose the most. This is going to be a soft rose color. And I think it's so beautiful. A really beautiful flush of pink to the cheeks, my kind of shade. And then the last shade is going to be Peach Lotus. And this is going to be described as a soft peach coral. So as you can see, these shades are buildable. If you want like a really sheer wash of color, literally go in with one swipe and you can blend these out with your fingers. I think the best way to blend them, in my own personal opinion, is to use a dense brush. And I found between like my fingers, a fluffy brush, and then a dense brush, I get more pigment with a denser brush. So in the demonstration, you saw me use this Say brush. It's a double-sided brush, and I use this kind of flat, denser side to blend in the blush. And when you saw me do the demonstration of all 6 of them, it was on bare skin. I had just put like my Yummy Glow serum on, and then I put the Balm blushes on top, okay? But when I went to go put on the Balm blush after I had applied my makeup and powder, I wanted to see, can we apply this on the face if the skin has already been powdered? And you can. Here's the thing, and I think I leave this clip in, so if I didn't, I'm sorry, but I do believe I have this footage. I went in with this shade Fluoro-Teak, because that's what I have on my cheeks, and I was like, let me just swipe it onto the cheeks, like just do a couple little taps on the cheeks. I didn't want to swipe and like completely remove my makeup. And if you saw it, it looks patchy. So then I went in with the brush and I just swiped color off of the, like directly from the stick onto the brush, and then stippled it in. Perfection. And I actually felt like I got more pigmentation doing it that way than me like actually applying it to like bare skin on the cheeks. So what I think is that if you do have some type of base on, some type of foundation, the formula actually will adhere a little better and show more against the skin when you have something on there. Versus with me, I just had my glow serum on and then I put the balms on. I think we saw them in their most sheer form that way because there wasn't much of a base for the product to stick and adhere to. That's just my own personal assumption, and also based on how it looks on the cheeks. I think these actually look really, really beautiful. I'm just kind of blending out this edge here. And I mean, like, I like them. At first, I'm not gonna lie, when I first put these on, I said, mother said balm, and she meant balm. But that's why I like to read the descriptions, because if you can hear what the creator wanted you to know about the product, it brings perspective. And so I was like, she said a touch of color, and that's what we get. Now, like I've been saying, I've worn these Balm blushes for a few days. I took them on vacation with me where I was in Florida, Tampa, Florida. It was very hot and humid. And I've also, you know, worn them all day. And I will say this, these Balm blushes, they actually do last pretty well on the skin. And I was sweating and it was the hot, humid weather. Of course, like these wore off faster, so they didn't get me through an 8-hour day. But when I wore these to a conference, I had them on all day. And when I got home at the end of the day, they had like sheared out. There wasn't too much left on my cheeks, but it was like a full workday and some change later that I like looked at my face and was like, okay, I still see a hint of color. Not as much when I first applied it, but like a hint of color was still there. So I think for the formulations, these are actually pretty, there's some pretty good wear to it, especially for it to be in as sheer. Because when I first put it on, I was like, I mean, she said a touch of color, but like this looks like it's not gonna last me hardly halfway throughout the day. And it does. I think it, like I said, it depends on what you put on your skin. I think for me, because I do like my blush to show, I am a blush gal. I want it to be seen and heard. For me, when I would wear these, I'm gonna put them on top of powdered skin because that's how I like them the best, and I think they show the best on top of powdered skin. And what's really awesome is that like my skin is powdered, and in the areas where I want my skin to look more mattified, I look more mattified. But I have this nice glossy sheen against the cheeks, and it makes the cheeks look really nice and healthy and hydrated. And it allows for me to have control of mattified skin versus dewy glossy skin. Now the description said it's not sticky to the touch, and I will say like, I still feel like some tack, obviously, because I didn't set this. So I would say that there's like a little bit of tack, but it's not like so sticky that your hair might like, you know, I'm kind of going like this, and you can see my hair like kind of sticking at my lips a little bit. But it's not so sticky that it's gonna be so annoying and irritating. Now, of course, if you want this balm to kind of last longer, you can always set it. You can either set it with like a translucent powder if you want the balm to stay longer on the skin, but do know that setting it with powder is gonna kind of dull the color as well. You could also top it with a powder blush that mimics this color if you want to kind of enhance the powder blush with this color or any of these colors that you do choose. So those are a couple ways that you can have these balm blushes last longer. But I feel like if I want to wear the balm blush, I want to wear the balm blush so you can see it. And for me, I don't want to dull down the glossy luminosity that they provide to the skin. So, not saying I would never set them with powder, but because there's not a lot of color there, I want the color to be seen as best as possible. So I would just wear it like this, or if I felt the need to set it because I know I'm gonna be out all day long, I would try to find a powder blush that really matched this particular tone of the balm blush. So, you know, I'm getting like that same hint of color. But I really think they're really beautiful. Now, if I like had an opportunity to touch and feel these in store before purchasing them, I probably would have picked up like a couple of shades. The shades that I would most definitely picked up based on how I liked how they looked on my skin, definitely for Florotique. Then it would have been Divine Rose, and what was that last shade? Peach Lotus. Those are the three shades that I feel I really reach for the most out of all 6 shades. So I don't think you need all 6 shades unless you're like, I love everything about these and I know I'll wear all of them. But those would be the 3 shades like I know I'm gonna reach for first. And like I said, if I would have been able to touch and feel them, that's what I would have bought for myself. In terms of like the claims of them being suitable for multiple skin tones and complexions, I've already told you which shades I think will work better for deeper complexions. I don't think every shade would work the best for deeper complexions just because the color is so sheer. But if I am wrong, please leave your feedback in the comment section below because I would like to be educated by you guys as well. But to me, I don't feel like these are gonna all work for every skin tone, but I do believe that there is a stick balm blush for a plethora of skin tones out there. Maybe not all of them, but there's at least one for most, if not all. I love the packaging of them. Like if y'all know me, you know I love pink. Like I said, I traveled with these, and I traveled with them in the box that they came in. But there was a couple times where it just kind of, like I just kind of threw this in my travel bag because I was rushing, and the tops did not come off. So I do like that the tops are pretty sturdy and it's just easy to travel with. So all in all, I think these balm blushes are really, really pretty. I do like them, and I'm happy to have found a way to wear it to where I really do like them. Because I will admit, if the color payoff would have been still extremely sheer, even on top of powder, I would have been like, these are nice. I think these will work well for people who like a sheer wash of color, but they really don't fit my personal makeup style. But I'm glad I found a way that they do work for my makeup style. And like I said, if you do apply them on powdered skin, just take your brush and apply the product on the brush first and then stipple it onto the skin, so you don't have to worry about picking up your foundation and powder underneath. Okay, now the Duo Highlight Balm product, I have used the most out of the Balm blushes. This is beautiful. Now the Balm side, I'm not gonna lie, I have not used the Balm side yet. I already have one of these. And the Balm side, if you don't know what the purpose is for it, it's just to enhance the glow and luminosity of the actual color side. So, you know, you put the Balm on and that's what it looks like. Just like makes the skin nice and glossy and dewy. So I'm not saying that you can't use it, I just haven't used it yet. But that's what it looks like just swatched on the hand. Now the color of the actual like color side, it's like iridescence. Let me swatch it up so you can see it. You've got multiple shades in there, like you've got some pinks, gold, silver. I mean, it's beautiful. So this one retails for $58. It's in the shade called Extreme Cyber Lotus. So it's a translucent coral with pink blue reflex pearls. And it is stunning. So it is the highlight that I am wearing today. And oh, this is so pretty. So this is what it looks like. Oh, it is divine, okay? This product is beautiful, and I love, like, just, I'm hoping you all can see all of those shifts of color. Like, you really do see the pinks and the blues, and like I said, I feel like I see some like silver tones. It's just gorgeous. This is a limited edition product. It's a radiant remix of the iconic duo for ultimate opalescent illumination and runway ready radiance. So you've got a luxurious gel formula, dewy glow, ultra blendable, and Pat says, create seductive shine as you paint with light across the face and body and prepare for a glamorous glow that is out of this world. So this product I think is beautiful. I might like this a little more than the Balm blushes. I just love the iridescence, and I like that even though there is like that iridescence look to it, it doesn't feel chunky. Like, I'm feeling it now, and you don't really feel like chunky glitter particles at all, but you just see a really beautiful glow to it. With this product, I did the same thing because I had already powdered my skin. I just took my brush and I swiped it onto, directly onto the brush and applied it onto the skin. Now, I will say, if my skin is not powdered yet, I did go in and just kind of swipe like this, and I didn't really pick up the foundation too much, and I blended it with the brush that way. But if your skin is powdered, I would go in with the same technique just to ensure that your base is not tampered with by kind of applying the product that way. Especially because this particular side is a little more just, I mean, ever so slightly textured, a little more textured than, of course, this Balm side. But it is beautiful, and like I said, it's probably I probably like it a little bit more over the color Balms. Now, the product that, if I am going to be very honest about, that I am the least excited about is the eyeshadow quad. So this is her Luxe Eyeshadow Quad in Passion Floor, and I'll do some very quick swatches so you can see what the shades look like. So this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. It's a really, really beautiful color story. The color story did it for me. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, absolutely, I need this. Like, I just felt like I would love it. And I was so, and then still head over heels with that eyeshadow quad that she released with the bronzer collection. I was like, oh, just give me more. These are the swatches of the eye quad. And let me tell you, formula is stunning. That matte shade, there's only one matte shade in the quad. That was off one swatch. I did not have to go back and forth and like keep swatching. Its formulation is beautiful. It's just like, once I put it onto my eyes, I was like, I got this. You know, I already have this. So I like it. I will be reaching for the quad. There's nothing wrong with this quad at all. And I would say if this is a color story that you enjoy, or you know, like, I really don't have shades like this and I would love it all in one compact, highly recommend it. However, between the Balm blushes and especially this duo highlighter, this is the product that like I reach, like when I've used it, because I've used it more than once, I've just been like, it's cute. Gives me a cute little eye look real quick. I'm in and I'm out. And for that, and for those reasons, I love it. But I'm not gonna get a ton of variation of looks with this particular quad. And when I have used it, I love my eye look. Like, I really enjoy the eye look that I came up with today. But yeah, that's it. So that's what I mean by like, it was the least impressive. Nothing was wrong with it. I think it's beautiful. Definitely recommend it if you would like it. Of course, I love the packaging, but I didn't use it and go like, you guys, like, let me just show it to y'all, because that bronze palette, let me tell you, if you don't have this bronze palette by Mother Pat, I think you need it, because every time I use this and I just touch this shade right here, it just makes me all warm and fuzzy on the inside every time I use this quad. And it's probably more basic looking than her new one, but every time I do my eyes, I'm like, Mother Pat, you just stuck your whole 2 feet into this quad. Whereas this one, I'm like, she's cute. It gives me a good little quick eye look and I'm done. So I hope you understand what I mean by that. Definitely recommend it. Formula is beautiful. No issues at all when I have created eye looks with it, but it's just not like, you gotta run out and get it. You know, if you were looking at it and you were like, do I really need it? No, you don't really need it. But I would definitely recommend it, especially if you don't have colors like that already in your collection, or you're just like, I just would like to have those colors all in one quad. Absolutely recommend it. I think you will definitely enjoy it because the formula is really beautiful. And just to kind of confirm it, the 3 shimmer shades that you get are going to be more like, if I could say, your traditional shimmer shades. None of them are like too sheer in their formulation. We don't have Mother's special formula either. You're just getting a really solid eyeshadow quad, and nothing's wrong with that, but like I said, it's nothing that I'm gonna also like overly rave about. Okay, so let's get into some comparisons. So I immediately thought of the Makeup by Mario Balm blushes. I almost lost my train of thought, because that is the product that I feel Mother Pat's product is most similar to, in terms of like the brand wanted to create a sheer touch of color, sheer wash of color. So I'm not gonna swatch all of the Makeup by Mario shades. I'm just gonna swatch a couple of them. So here are Makeup by Mario's Balm blushes, and he calls them the soft pop plumping blush veil. The descriptions of Mario's were very similar to Pat's in that they both said, we're gonna give you a nice touch of color. Nice wash of color. So here is Pat McGrath's Divine Rose. So I have Divine Rose right here, and I'm gonna take Makeup by Mario's. This is Rose Crush, and we'll just do a little quick swatcheroo. So I'll put Makeup by Mario's right here. So hopefully you can see it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so really, here's Makeup by Mario's. This is Pat McGrath's Divine Rose, and this one was, oh, what shade was this? I forgot the shade. Forbidden Floor? Nope, I forgot the shade. It's okay though. But when looking at them, I mean, they, like these 3 right here, just look like all one formula. Makeup by Mario's formula, in my opinion, looks so similar swatched. I do feel like Makeup by Mario's, we might get like a pinch more color, like kind of right out of the gate compared to Pat McGrath's. His has like a little bit more of like, almost like a slightly more spongy feel, whereas Pat McGrath's is like more balmy, glossy feel. But looking at them on the skin, I mean, they look so similar. And in terms of performance, the Makeup by Mario's, I do feel they really do adhere to the skin very well and last really well throughout the day. I would say the Makeup by Mario blush veils probably last like a smidge more than Pat McGrath's if you just applied it to the skin and went about your way. You can also apply them, same thing with your fingers, a brush, however you'd like to apply them. But I think formula-wise, very similar. I'll swatch Just Peachy against Pat McGrath's Paradise Peony, I think that was the shade. Peach Lotus. Ooh, I was all wrong. So here is Pat McGrath's Peach Lotus, and then Makeup by Mario's Peach Paradise, or Just Peachy. And so yeah, you can kind of see that, like I said, texture-wise, very similar. And so I feel like if you have the Makeup by Mario, and you were like, I have the Makeup by Mario's, I really like the Makeup by Mario's, but I kinda am looking at Pat McGrath's, what's the main difference? I would say the main difference is going to be the texture. The Makeup by Mario, like I said, is almost like when you put your finger into it, you get a little bit of like a spongy feel to it. And these last just a smidge longer than Pat McGrath's. But like both of them still give like a really beautiful touch of color to the cheeks. Both of them are gonna give you that like beautiful gloss and luminous shine. Pat McGrath's is gonna give you just a little more luminosity than the Makeup by Mario. In terms of other balm blushes, I really don't have any. Not gonna compare them to the balm powders. Not a fair comparison at all. And like I said, I wanted to do like fair comparison by comparison, and I think the best ones to compare to these Pat McGrath ones would be the Makeup by Mario. So let me know your thoughts down below, what you think about these products. Are you interested in them? Did you pick them up? If you did pick them up, tell me your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear all of them. And if you made it to this point in the video and you haven't yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and join the Glam Girl Squad, because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.